Howdy. Howdy, howdy, everybody here. Nice to be with you again. Oh, I forgot to turn the light on, so we'll be in darkness. I'm losing it, but that implies I might have not had it. Wait, that implies I might have had it at some time, but I don't think so. Anyway, here we go. Maybe, if the drum machine works. Let's see. It works. Okay, stop. Okay, very good. Hare Rama. Pranavam Pavanukuma Kalabana Pavaka Gyanagam Jasu Haradaga Basai Ram Sarachabadha Atulita Baladhama Himshala Badeham Tanurjavana Krishna Jnani Nama Graganyam Sakala Guna Nidhana Vanaranam Adhishan Raghupati Priya Bhaktam Vatajatam Namam Roshpadi Kritavardishan Mashiki Kritarakshasam Ramayana Mahamalaratnam Vande Nilatmajam Anjananandanam Viram Janaki Shokanashana Kapi Samakshahanta Vande Lanka Bhayankaram Sindho Salilam Salilam Yashokavahi Janakatma Jaya Adatane Dadahalanka Namamitam Pranjali Ranjanayam Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Vardishtam Atatmajam Vanardutamukhyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadhe Anjaneyam Matipatalan Kanchanadri Kamaniya Vigraham Parijata Tarumurvasana Bhavayami Pavamananandanam Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtana Tatra Tatra Kritamastakhanjali Vashpavari Paripurna Lochana Martinamat Rakshasantakam Bolo Bajranga Bali Hanuman Ki Jai. Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hare 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 Jai 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 Ram Krishna Hare 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 Jai 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 Ram Krishna Hare Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hare Jai 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 Ram Krishna Hare 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 Jai 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 Ram Krishna Hare Jai Jai Ram Krishna Hare Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai. Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama. Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai Rama Krishna Hare, Jai Jai. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Jai Sitaram. 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 Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, yes, Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 yes, Sitaram. Sitaram, 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 Yedaram. Sitaram, 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 Ye, Sitaram. Sitaram, Sitaram, yeah, Sitaram. Must have been Jesus over here. Sitaram, Sitaram, Ram, Ram. You know, Maharaj used to say, go on sing your false lying Ram, Ram. One of these days you'll get it right. One of these days you'll call out sincerely and the real Ram will come. It's not just a question of wanting to experience something deep inside, but it's a question of preparing ourselves to hold what can be given to us. In these days, in this age, they say we won't see God, divine beings, with our two eyes, with our physical eyes. It's too dense. It's too dense. We have to develop inner sight, intuitive sight, which is something we can't really explain in words. But through the repetition of the name, gradually but inevitably, this presence within us is uncovered. It's a process. It's a process, and it's a training process as well. And of course, you don't train yourself to fall in love, but we have to fall in the right place. So that takes a little planning, that takes a little work. Mostly we fall in places that we can't really get what we want, what we need, what we really want. But through the repetition of the name, we clean the mirror of our hearts. And so the practice actually deepens and changes by itself. We don't have to, all we have to do is continue to have that longing, to be in touch with that longing, to harmonize intuitively with that longing. And we can't be who we're not, you know. Most of us are very worldly people, so to speak. We're very involved in the world. We're very busy. We have jobs, we have families, we have relationships, we have responsibilities. And that's the way it's supposed to be for us, if that's the way it is. But inside of that, we can still make tremendous progress on this path. And everything in our lives gradually is transformed. Or let's just say we start to experience it differently. For instance, if you were born in a world where there were 6 months of darkness and 6 months of light, right? And you happen to be born in the first month of the 6 months of darkness, you would grow up thinking everything looks like this. This is what it is. This is the way things are. That mass out there, But then, as the sun begins to rise, things look different, naturally. And that's what we're doing. We are dragging our asses out into the sun of love, the sun of being, the sun of consciousness. And as we do that, our experience actually changes. The way we experience things change. And so our reactions also change. But for most of us, we cannot just sit in a room 24 hours a day and chant. We're not ready for that. There's no sense pretending. And if we do try that, if we use our will to push ourselves, we suffer. We suffer. These practices, even though you need will to do the practice, you don't need will to open. The practice will open us. We use our will to get us to do the practice. And then the practice has its effect on us. Every single repetition of the name is a seed that we plant in our mind-heart stream. And that stream, they say, goes through many lives. Many, many lives. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Sita Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Sita Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Radha, Om Shri Krishna, Shri Radha Krishna Namaha. Om Shri Radha, Om Shri Krishna, Shri Radha, Krishnaya Namaha. Om Shri Rasita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Sita, Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Radha, Om Shri Krishna, Shri Radha, Krishnaya Namaha. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Sita, Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Sita Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Radha, Om Shri Krishna, Shri Radha, Krishnaya Namaha. Om Shri Radha, Om Shri Krishna, Shri Radha, Krishnaya Namaha. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Sita, Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Radha, Om Shri Krishna, Shri Radha, Krishnaya Namaha. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Shri Radha, Om Shri Krishna, Shri Radha, Krishna Namaha. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Sita Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Sita Ramaya Namaha. Om Shri Radha, Om Shri Krishna, Shri Radha, Krishna Namaha. Om Shri Sita, Om Shri Rama, Shri Sita Ramaya Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What happened? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Come on. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram. Om Namo Gurudev Nim Karo Bhavaya Om Namo Gurudev Nim Karo Bhavaya Namah. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Om Namo Gurudev Nim Karo Bhavaya Om Namo Gurudev Nim Karo Bhavaya Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram 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 Jai Jai Ram. Om Namo Gurudev. Neem Karo Baba Namah. Om Namo Gurudev. Neem Karo Baba Namah. Okay. My schedule. This Saturday, no, this Sunday, May 8th. What is that, Sunday? Saturday? Sunday? Yes, okay. Sunday, May 8th, at noon, 12 noon, I'm going to be a guest on Lama Tsultrim's podcast called Lama Live. Lama Tsultrim Agyon is a very, very old and dear friend of mine. It's on Instagram and Facebook. And the link is in my on my website, krishnadas.com events. And then right after that, on Monday, starting up at Menla, starting on Monday, there'll be a retreat with Robert Thurman, Richard Freeman, Robert Swoboda, me and Nina and others. It's going to go on all week, starting Monday, I think, and I'm going to get there on Thursday. It's available virtually as well as live, in person. And then, after that, I go out to the West Coast, touring again, we'll see. I'll be in LA, Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco Bay Area. Tickets are still available. Then in July, I go to Europe. Short trip, not too many places, Vienna, London, Amsterdam, and Greece. We're going to do a retreat in Greece, about 3 hours, 3.5 hours outside of Athens, in a beautiful area called Mani. Really extraordinarily beautiful. The tickets for July will be, for the European tour, will be posted next week for those of you over there. Ticket links will be posted. Am I really doing all? And then August 25th, Love and Wisdom, Bhakti and Buddhism Retreat in Boone, North Carolina with me, Bob Thurman, Sharon Salzberg, Nina Rao, East Forest, Benji and Heather, Shantala, and more. I can't imagine what more could be. So anyway, all this is on the website, krishnadas.com/events. Did I teach myself to play harmonium? Well, after hearing me tonight, if you still think I can play harmonium, you're delusional. Yeah, I always say I could never play harmonium in anybody else's band. I just play what I know. I don't even know how I learned it. Okay, reverb off. The tone of family members' voice has a way of triggering me with upset feelings. Would you have any suggestions for how to listen to someone that triggers me and not to get triggered by the tone of their voice? Would appreciate any suggestions you would be able to share. Well, you know, the saying is, if you want to know how your spiritual work is going, go spend some time with your family. That'll show you. Family stuff goes very deep. You know, we're raised in our family atmosphere. We develop so much of our programs are put into us at a very early age in our families. And so it's always very difficult. It can be very difficult to deal with family issues. There's a million ways to deal with it. First of all, you have to do some practice and start untying those knots in your emotions that make you react to things automatically. It's only our own stuff that makes us react, nothing else. So it's not the fault of the person. They're just being them, which they're completely, totally free to be. The problem is with us. It upsets us. So we have to figure out why that is, or at least how to slow down and give ourselves some more space to not react. But removing the energy out of the traumatic and experiences that formed us is a big job. It's a really big thing. And don't think of it as a waste of time. It's our spiritual work that we're doing. We're cleaning our hearts of anger and betrayal and hurt and damage and grief and shame, all the stuff that we've learned and absorbed as children in our families and in life. So whatever techniques that you can find, you know, counseling, therapy, sometimes psych drugs, psych chemicals, medicine are useful to help us decompress some of these places in us that we can't even face. So everything can be useful. Of course, regular practice is very useful, but it's not going to erase all the programming like that. It's going to give us the strength to release the programming, but we need more help than that. So Good luck. Yes, that's a drum machine, iTabla Pro. I just use Keroa and Bhajani. That's the ones I use. Sometimes if I sing in 3/4 time or 6-beat time, I use Dadra. But I'm always hitting the wrong button. So it's not the machine's fault, it's my hand. I just seem to be, my aim is bad. I don't know, this question is very convoluted. I met and was blessed by an enlightened being, Maharaji. Still, I had to go through hell for 20 years. Why just 20? Let's say 40. And you didn't chant during that time? No, very little chanting during that time. It's all happening by grace of its own accord and at the right time. Before that, we could all jump up and down and nothing's going to change, isn't it? No, that's not the case. Of course, grace we can be touched by grace at any time in our lives, and anything could happen at any time. But as Siddhima pointed out, it's all grace, but we don't know that. So we have to make an effort to open to that grace, to open our hearts, to take out, to clean the mirror of our hearts, to clean our hearts of shame and grief and anger and fear and selfishness and all that stuff. We have to make that effort, or we'll never experience the grace ourselves. Well, that's a big statement. Who knows what we'll experience, right? I don't know. But I'm telling you what Siddhima told me. I asked her and she said, it's all grace, but you have to act like it isn't. And you must remember both of those phrases go together. It's all grace, but we have to act like it isn't, which means we need to make our effort. And chanting, practice, all these things, meditation, that's our effort. And more than that, or as much as that, learning how to treat other people in the same way we want to be treated. We can't push people around and abuse people and hurt people and think that we're going to get everything we want. That will never work. That's creating terrible negative karma for ourselves. We need to learn how to treat people the way we ourselves want to be treated. And if you think that's easy, you got another thing coming. How do you control your mind and engage in bhakti? I can't control my mind. I can't. I have no control over my mind. I sit down, I pretend to meditate, but my thoughts are all over the place. I chant. These are the practices I do. This is what helps me. This is what allows me to move into the space of Maharaji's presence, of the presence of love. I don't know if that's controlling my mind or not, but it's helping me move into that room where love lives. And that's enough for me. What do I think about chanting versus meditating? Chanting is meditation. It's not. Why do you think it's not meditating? Because you're singing? Meditation means paying attention. There are many types of meditation, but the simple beginning type of meditation is training to pay attention. And what do you think we're doing here? But we're singing, and we might be enjoying that, but we're still paying attention. This is practice. This is spiritual practice. There are other types of meditation, other forms that involve slightly different techniques. But, you know, one time I asked Siddhima, I said, Ma, should I meditate or should I chant? And she said, well, what do you like to do? Well, I like to chant. So, I mean, it never occurred to me that what I like to do would be good for me, right? That in my house growing up, that's, So she also said that Maharaji had said that the more subtle, deeper states of consciousness cannot be created by your personal will. That's a really big statement. But through bhajan, through chanting and japa, repetition of the name, and taking care of people, serving people, the heart can be purified and those states will arise naturally. That's what he said. So it's not necessary to it's not required to sit like this all day long, and that's not required, and that's not necessarily going to be helpful. If it happens that all of a sudden you are absorbed into a very deep state, well, that's good. Terrific. Congratulations. But we can't make that happen. There's no button to push to make it happen. We have to transform our lives. We have to spend less time obsessing about ourselves every day, all day. Spiritual practice is not like a drug that you take, have an experience, and then you crash and you have to do it again. Spiritual practice is training ourselves, if not transforming, but opening ourselves in a certain kind of way and making ourselves more available to grace and to real love. Who is a sadhu? Is it the one who lives in the jungle with nothing, or the one who has everything and treats it as grace? Anybody can be a sadhu. It doesn't have to look any particular way. In India, Maharaji did not look like a sadhu. He didn't wear orange clothes or white clothes. He wore a little dhoti that everybody wears and a blanket around him. He looked like your grandfather. He didn't go around looking like a sadhu, but he was the sadhu of sadhus. A real sadhu is hard to find, and we might not recognize one even if he was right or she was right in front of us, because we're not ready. So we have our work to do. There's no sense waiting around for somebody to bop you on the head, because that ain't going to happen. Do I speak Hindi? Tora, bahut tora, very little. What does presence mean? When I'm chanting, am I supposed to pay attention to the sound or search for a presence? No, you're not supposed to be searching or looking for a presence. You're supposed to be simply being with the sound of the name. That's all. And when you find yourself thinking about, well, maybe I should be looking for something, that's a thought. Let it go. Right now, our thoughts coming, and we don't feel like there's any space between the thoughts. They're just like a constant flow, like machine gun of thoughts all the time. But as our minds and our awareness gets more subtle and more less diluted and confused, we can experience space around the thoughts. You could say that's presence. Whose presence? I don't know. But presence, being, true being, our own true nature starts to radiate, you could say. We become aware of it. But that's as the mind calms down, as the thoughts calm down. But you can't stop thoughts. You can't grab them and crush them and shoot them as they go by to get rid of them. We have to train ourselves to let go of them. So you sit and you sing, and when you start thinking about maybe I should be looking for something out there or in here, you realize, wait a minute, I'm not paying attention. So you come back to the sound. That's the way the practice is done. And gradually, but inevitably, something inside is revealed to us. We uncover it. You could say inside, outside, it doesn't matter what you say, but gradually, little by little, we begin to feel something that we didn't feel before. We become more aware of what's behind the thoughts, what's behind the emotions. Or, for instance, there's the sky. We don't see the sky so much. We see the stuff in the sky. We don't see the space. We see the stuff. But gradually we become more aware of the space, the presence, I call it. And the clouds and the birds and the pollution and the earth and everything is held in that space. But we're not aware of that most of the time. We're stuck on the stuff. So as soon as you notice that you're stuck on something, you've been dreaming or thinking, you let it go and come back. Again and again and again. Maharaji, do I have any letters like from Maharaji? Maharaji didn't write letters as far as I know. Sometimes he had other people write letters for him to people, but so. It's very difficult times these days. Very difficult times. A lot of suffering in the world, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and it's in the atmosphere. We're breathing it in a sense. And we take it affects us under the radar as well, and makes us, it shakes us up a little bit. So that's why practice is so important, to do every day a little bit every day. The answer to all the questions that we could ever have, we will find within ourselves. So please do some practice. Learn about the path. And everything will come from regular practice. It makes everything, changes our molecules and allows for different things to happen in our lives. When I'm particularly messed up and needing to change channels, I will do 108 Hanuman Chalisas. That's the practice. That's my number one go-to practice when I'm really having a very bad time, when I'm having a hard time, and I can't deal with it. So I just sit down, I do the Chalisas, and then I don't demand anything happen, but I just do the Chalisas, and that changes the atmosphere, it cleans out stuff. So I encourage you to learn about these things and because we need to get an inner ability to release stuff. We're all very identified with our stuff, our stories. And all our issues and all our trouble is in here, in our thoughts and emotions. And it hurts us because we're identified with them. We feel that this is my stuff, my thoughts, my emotions. So we have to practice letting go. That doesn't mean pushing away. There's a big difference between letting go and pushing away. You can't push things away. They stick to you. But letting go is different. You may have to let go over and over and over, again and again and again and again. There's no doubt about it. We will. In the course of an evening of chanting with people, I have to come back hundreds of times or more, maybe 100 times in one chant, because my mind takes me away. But I've been training to stay with the sound. You don't grab onto it like this, but you stay with it in a gentle way. When you notice you're gone, you simply come back. Don't demand any particular kind of experience to happen. Don't think you have to have some kind of holy feeling or blissful feeling. That's not the way it works. All you have to do, come back to the sound of the name again and again and again. And then if you need other help, look for it. Be proactive. Have some courage. Go after the things you need. A lot of depression, a lot of anger comes from because we don't get what we need, but we also don't know how to get what we need. So chanting and spiritual practice kind of aligns you more deeply with the desires that we need to satisfy in order to be at peace. You can't get rid of your desires. They come with the body and the emotions. So, and if we try to push those things away, we get very frustrated and very frustrated and very depressed because it's not possible, and nor should it be possible. Let's live. Let's enjoy our lives and live in a good way. Let's think about other people, care for others as they come into our view, and just do the best we can. But that takes a certain kind of strength and commitment, which we can develop and deepen through chanting and through practice. Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate Namaha. Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate Namaha. Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate. Om Hanumate Namaha. Om Hanumate Om Om Hanumate Om Hanumate Om Hanumate Shrimatre Namah. Om Shrimatre Namah. Jembe Gauri Jeshama Gauri. Shrimatre Namah. Om Shrimatre Namah. Om Shrimatre Namah. Jembe Gauri Jeshama Gauri. Om Shrimatre Namah. Shrimatre Namah. Om Shrimatre Namah. Jembe Gauri Jeshama Gauri. Om Shrimatre Namah. Om Shrimatre Namah. Shrimatre Namah. Jembe Gauri Jeshama Gauri. Om Shrimatre Shrimatre Namah. Om Shrimatre Namah. Jambe Gauri Jai Shama Gauri Om Shri Matre Namah. Jai Jagarambe Jai Jai Jagarambe He Ma Durga He Ma Durga Jai Jagarambe Jai Jai Jagarambe He Ma Durga He Ma Durga Jai Jagarambe Jai Jai Jagarambe He Ma Durga He Ma Durga Jai Jagarambe He Ma Durga He Ma Durga Jai Jagarambe Jai Jai Jagarambe He Ma Durga He Ma Durga Jai Jagarambe, Jai Jai Jagarambe, He Ma Durga, He Ma Durga, Hema, Hema, Durga, Hema, Durga, Jai Jagadambe, Jai Jagarambe, Hema Durga, Hema Durga, Guru Charana Saroja Raja Jamana Mukul Sudhar Varano Agubhara Bimala Jasu Chodaya Kupalachar Buddhihina Tanu Janke Smeram Pavan Kumar Balamudi Vidya Dehu Mohi Kale Subekar Syavara Ramachandra Padaje Sharana Jaya Hanuman Gyanu Asaga Jaya Kapi Sati Loka Ujada Ramadurta Tulit Baladhama Anjani Putra Pavana Sutanama Mahavira Vikram Bhajarangi Matnevar Sumati Kesangi Kanchana Varana Viraja Subesa Kanana Kundalu Kunchita Kesa At Bhajur Dhvaja Viraja Kande Munja Janeru Sada Suvan Kesari Nandan Eja Pratapa Mahajagabanda Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatur Ramakaja Karibeko Atu Prabhu Charita Sunibeko Rasiya Ramalakana Sita Nabasi Sukshmarupa Darisya Hindikava Vikatarupadare Lankajara Himarupadare Asur Sanhari Ramachandra Ke Kaj Sanvari Aisa Jivan Lakana Diyaye Shri Raghuveer और शिवलाई रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई मम प्रिय भरताय समभाई सहस बदन तुम्हारो जस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीस नारद शारद सहित हीस ब्रह्म कुबेर दिगपाल जहांते कभी को बिदकाय सके कहांते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवाहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राज्य पद दीन तुम्हारो मंत्र विभीषण मान लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जान सहस्र जो जन पर बान इलियोता हिम धृपल जान प्रभु मुद्रिका मिले मुख माही चल दिलांगे गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे थे राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे उत्तन आज्ञा बिनु पैजार शुक्ला है तुम्हारी शरण तुम्हारा चक काहू को धरण आपन तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनाओ आसे रोग हरे सब पीर जपत निरंतर हनुमत बीर संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम बचन ध्यान जो लावे कब पार राम तपस्वी राजा इनके काज सकल तुम साज और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोवे अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों युग पर ताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियार साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पास सदा रहो रघुपति के दास तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसराओ अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहां जन्म हर भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्त न डरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करे संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमेरे हनुमत बलबीर जय जय हनुमान गोसाई पाखरो गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई चुत ही बंदी महासुख होय होया पर हनुमान चालीसा होया सिद्धि साकी गणेश तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा जय नाथ हृदय महादेव पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसर सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरणम मंगल मूर्ति मारुतनंदन सकल मंगल मूल निकंद मंगल मूर्ति मारुतनंदन सकल मंगल मूल निकंद श्री राम जय जय राम Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram 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 Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. If we know anything about a path at all, if we know that there might be a way to live in this world in a good way, with an open heart, without fear, it's only because of the great beings that have gone before us on this path. Out of their love, out of their kindness, they left some footprints for us to follow. So, in the same way that they wish for us, in the same way that they wish for us, we wish that all beings everywhere, all of us be safe, all of us be happy, all of us have good health and enough to eat. And may we all live in peace and at ease of heart, with whatever comes to us in life. Chanting, chanting, chanting. Next week, Thursday, we'll be coming to you live from Menla. All right? Yeah, so that'll be fun. Maybe. So with real live musicians. And okay, take good care. See you soon. Ram Ram, much love. Vaya con Dios. Ram Ram.